Good morning and happy Thursday. So, just finished my morning routine. Trying to be more mindful about that and not so squirrely brained. I'll get to it. I've been talking a lot about this book. I want you to get it. It's really freaking good. And there's a couple things in here that I'm just going to share with you because I think we could all implement them in our lives and be happier, healthier, saner versions of ourselves, which is totally the name of the game. But first, I'm going to make some unicorn juice. It's a beautiful day here. It's a little bit colder. We had a ton of wind yesterday, which, I love wind as long as I'm inside. If I'm outside, then wind sucks. But when I'm inside, it's super cozy. The howling sound. The kids were kind of starting to get freaked out yesterday. They're like, what day I didn't come home. I'm like, I can protect you. You'll be fine. So anyway, lemon unicorn juice is going down. I'm about to do my workout. Let's pull an affirmation card before I forget, because that tends to happen. It's so quiet in my house right now. I think my girls are still sleeping. I am streamlined. I reduce resistance and minimize clutter in my life. It's going to go on the fridge. I love these cards. Even though I only have 2 more days of bar, I'm not sad about it. It's just not what I need in this season. And the cool thing is I'm sure I'll come back to this program and it will be like my soulmate thing and exactly what I need. But right now, it's just not what I need. So I'm going to finish where I'm at. Hey, Deb. I'm going to finish where I'm at and check, move on to the next thing, which for me, next week is 21 Day Fix. I've invited a lot of you to join me. If you haven't gotten an invitation from me, you're invited to join. Whether that or not that means you have the old school DVDs or you want to stream them just like me, whatever. It's your journey. I'm just here to help you shine a light and figure it out, okay? So, cat's chewing on earbuds. Okay, so anyway, I was reading this yesterday and they were talking about this idea of having, where did it go? I thought I highlighted it, compassion fatigue, which completely resonated with me. I think especially if you're a caregiver or you're a parent, well, if you're just a human, really, it's really easy for us to have compassion fatigue and you take on other people's stuff, which is why to me, having a daily energy practice is really important to zip up my energy and protect my own bubble. It's not about cutting people out of my life or anything like that. It's just about protecting your peace, and you're the driver of your bus. So you know what that means and you know what people suck the life out of you and the energy out of you. And we can't eradicate those people. I mean, you want to love those people most of the time. But for me, actually zipping up my energy, I have this as a reminder on some of my contacts to zip up my energy. And it is no reflection on them. It's just certain people trigger us. Certain people hit us in the gut. Certain people, you have old wounds or other things, and certain relationships mirror certain broken pieces of us. And so it triggers us. So for me, having a reminder in place to zip up my own energy, it's about loving that person and not taking on crap or projecting any shit. True story. So I recommend you literally just zip yourself up. You just zip your energy up. Nobody else can get into your energy unless you allow them to. But this idea of compassion fatigue, I was like, wow. I mean, I'm a coach. So that happens. I take on other people's stuff. I hear all the excuses. I hear all the negativity. I hear all the reasons why they can't, or it's too hard, or blah, blah, blah. And it's all legit, but sometimes it takes a toll on you, which is why as a coach, doing personal development is really critical for all of us doing personal development, especially right now when the world is just so off kilter and thick and hard and heavy. It's really important. So these were a couple things, a couple ways. This is at the end of every single chapter. She has a journaling exercise. This book is called Joy Seeker by Shannon Kaiser. I love it. And I'm just barely into it. I'm just a couple chapters into it. Okay, but she talks about, first of all, let me find it's compassion fatigue and the symptoms of it. Common signs of compassion fatigue, see if you have these. Constant tiredness even after resting, physical body tension, headaches, back pain, wrist pain, falling sick when you have time to rest. When you go on vacation, how often does that happen? You finally have time off and you get hit by a bus. Does that sound familiar? Feeling disconnected from your emotions and your body. Feeling like no matter how much you give, it will never be enough. Feeling helpless or hopeless about the future. Increased levels of anger, irritability, resentment, and cynicism. Using behaviors to escape, such as eating, taking alcohol, watching TV, or shopping. Hello, internet shopping. My name is Sarah. Take my money. No separation of personal or professional time. That's totally me. Lacking a personal life outside of work. And I think having your professional life become your identity. I think so many of these resonate with me, and maybe they resonate with you. So if that's the case, well then here you go. Here is a way to overcome over giving, because it's really what you're doing is you're just giving so much of yourself. Okay, so number 1 is to set boundaries. No is a complete sentence. I love that. Something I heard a while ago, years ago, my friend Carolyn said it, and I don't know where she got it, but she said, if it's not a hell yes, it's a hell no. And I've tried, not often enough, but I've tried to kind of use that as my rudder. Like, if it's not something I'm 100% wanting to do, then why should I spend my time and energy doing it? I mean, obviously things like taxes and, brushing your teeth and working out, sometimes those things aren't a hell yes, but you still need to do them because it's going to serve your greater good and help you just become a better version of yourself. But if it's like a trip or it's a girls' night or it's reading a book, if it's not a hell yes, then let it be a hell no. And that's okay. Okay? Doesn't mean that you're a slacker. Doesn't mean that you should stretch more. Doesn't mean you should do more. Especially right now, I see there's like 2 camps of this whole like quarantine thing, at least it feels like. And there's the like go all in, do all the Pinteresty things, repaint your house, make, all your living room furniture from pallets. And then there's the other camp where it's like, I'm just going to binge watch all the Netflix thing. And if you fall into either of those categories, rock on with your bad self. Like if that's what's serving you, cool. But I know I get caught up and I feel this kind of like panic, like I'm not doing enough or I'm not being enough or we need to be more Pinteresty or we need to bake more shit. And it steals my peace. And so I'm really trying hard, I think a lot of us are, to navigate that middle ground and to find what serves us and also restores our soul. So remind yourself of that. If you start to feel conflicted and you start to watch all the people and you're like, I need to do more. No is a complete sentence and you don't have to do anything that isn't going to serve you. Okay. Number 2, step up your self-care routine. Self-care, I talked about this yesterday. Self-care isn't just drinking green juice and doing your yoga. It's mental self-care. It's physical. It's emotional. It's spiritual. And that's why I've been really leaning heavily into like meditating and all of those things, the things that I just make me feel better. That's what it's about. It's not about drinking more wine. It's about doing the things that just make me feel better. And if you don't know what will make you feel better, well, try some tapping. Google EFT, Emotional Freedom Technique. I love Brad Yates. Or try journaling, or it's not a one size fits all. What works for me may not work for you. It might be one more thing that feels stressful and hard to navigate. And that's the slippery slope. The tricky thing, right, is to finding what serves you. Number 3, I'm like, how many fingers? Don't ask me math problems. Number 3, connect with your inner child. We all have hidden sources of energy and healing power, things we love to do as a kid, such as draw, paint, play, dance. Do more of this as an adult and let yourself be in the beauty of the moment. Just CTFO, chill out. Number 4, pause in your pleasure. Nurture yourself by putting activities in your schedule that are sources of pleasure, joy, and diversion. Allow yourself to take mini escapes. These relieve the intensity of your life and allow you to be present with your own true self. Focus on purpose and passion. And when you identify the things that fuel you, the things that you have true passion for, your fatigue can disappear because it's that oxygen mask that you're putting on. So I love to read. Like reading brings me, I just nerd out about reading. I freaking love it. That was always my favorite thing to do, was to go to the library and get a fresh haul of, it's like possibility and expectation. And it's just like Christmas. I love reading fiction books. I love personal development too, but it doesn't fill me up the same way that fiction does. And so I was saying that we were going to read more during this whole, quarantine thing, but we weren't really. The days were just ticking by with homework and, I would do my cleaning the things and social media. It's really easy to get sucked into a distraction hole. And so yesterday, one of the girls, I don't know which one, was like, hey, or maybe it was a couple days ago, can you set an alarm on your phone so we all read? And I was like, heck yeah. If you know me, I have 50 alarms on my phone. But I set an alarm yesterday and it went off earlier and it just wasn't the right time. So I reset the alarm for later in the afternoon and then it went off and I was like, okay, everyone's turning off electronics. I put down my phone. I didn't even take my phone to document it, you guys. That's serious. And we all, I didn't set a timer. We just sat in the living room, all of us, and read books. And Connor snuggled up next to me and there were cats on our laps. It was legit the most peaceful, best 35 minutes of my last, I don't even know how long. And at the end of it, I was like, this was so amazing. This was awesome. And the girls were like, yeah, let's do it more often. So we're going to do it just twice a week. The overachiever in me is like, oh, I should set an alarm every day. But when you do those things, at least for me, it kind of steals it takes away the magic of it, and then it's easy to gaff it off versus it being like, we're only going to schedule it. We're going to read more, hopefully, but it's about getting those pilot lights lit. And even for myself, like just making the time to sit down. It's not frivolous. It's just another layer of that self-care and finding your inner child. And that was me as a kid. I loved to read. Wasn't really an outdoor girl. I wasn't into sports. I didn't hang out with a lot of friends. Like, I just loved to read, and I'm still that way. Okay, so pausing your pleasure. Number 5, find ways to acknowledge your own unhealed loss and grief. As a big-hearted person, you might be helping others as a subconscious way to cope with your own loss and grief. Let yourself grieve and give yourself permission to feel all the feelings associated with loss. If you see a professional, a life coach, or therapist, please, if you need to see a professional, a life coach, or therapist, please seek support. Heck yeah, man, therapy's amazing. But yeah, it's really important to feel the feels, and that's something that my energy practitioner has taught me because I was always a stuffer. Like, I didn't have the time or the space to deal with the messy feelings. Like, I didn't want to do that. I would rather drink or eat or do other things to distract myself, but you have to honor the feelings, and then you have to surrender the feelings. Don't make your feelings or the hard thing that's happened to you your pet that you're constantly taking out and talking about it and, oh yeah, no, it's not going to serve you. So feel the feels, allow yourself to cry or to rage or whatever you need to do, journal that shit out, and then surrender it. Let it freaking go. Get a therapist. I swear by therapy. It's amazing. Okay, last 2 are practice self-compassion. To prevent or recover from compassion fatigue, take time for self-reflection, identify what's important, and live in a way that reflects it. Be kind to yourself with kind words and nurturing activities. Self-care, affirmations, all those things we talk about. This is something I don't do, and I'm totally going to layer it into my morning routine now. Automatic write. Sit down with your journal and ask yourself a question like, what do I need right now? And then, or what is the best way to care for myself? And then just like puke it on paper. It's like a brain dump. And I haven't done this in a long time, but when I do, it's always kind of surprising. Like it's about getting more in alignment with your own intuitiveness and just listening, So we're so busy doing, going, surfing, scrolling, that sometimes we drown out our own intuition, and you know what you need. You know what you need. We all know what we need. We might say we don't know, but we know. So anyway, today's mantra: when I show up for myself, I can better support others. Amen, sister. Anyway, I freaking love this book. Get it, read it, live it, love it. Let it change your life. I'm going to do my workout. Like I said, only 2 more days left, a bar, and then that is done ski. Today's affirmation card is I am streamlined. I'm going to track my food today. I haven't been doing very good with that. I haven't really been eating a lot, honestly. I don't know. So my water's on point though, so I'm going to highlight that. Anyways, my friends, I'll be in my inbox later today. If you do want to chat with me about my next group, I'll be starting something on Monday. You don't need to do what I do. We can all do different things, okay? I'm not creating a group of clones. It's just about finding what serves you and what helps you move one step closer to the version of yourself you want to be, because we're all works in progress. It's not this perfect linear straight shot. It's all uphill. Like, no, I mean, your journey is going to be windy, and there's going to be seasons and valleys, and it's going to be easy and it'll be hard, and it's all just part of honoring the journey and not being mean to yourself. That's always the lesson, my friend. So anyways, get this book, drink your water, do your Kegels, remind yourself of your truth, find some freaking fun today, you guys. Find your inner child, find the thing that makes you feel light and happy and sparkly, and do more of that, because that's contagious.